The 36th Annual James A. Waight Award is about to begin. We will start with the Lord's Prayer.
Good evening. Please join us in prayer. Almighty and everlasting God, the source of all truth, justice, peace, and love, we thank you for bringing us together at this time to be a part of this special occasion, the annual James A. Waight Conservation Award ceremony. Today we are united through prayer as we celebrate the wonders of your creation and reflect on our connection with the natural world. We offer our thanks and praises to you, our Lord, who creates and sustains life in all its diverse forms. We want to ask you, Lord, to bless the recipient of this award and the organizers of this event. Bless our country Belize and all like-minded organizations and individuals who play a role in the conservation, preservation, and protection of our natural and cultural resources. May you make us true to what we ask of you. May you grant us the desires of our hearts and continue to remind us that you created everything out of love. All this we ask in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
The national anthem is being performed by musician Giselle O'Brien.
Land of the free by the Carib Sea, our manhood we pledge to thy liberty. No tyrants here linger, despots must flee this tranquil haven of democracy. The blood of our sires which hollows the sod brought freedom from slavery, oppression's rod. By the might of truth and the grace of God, no longer shall we be hewers of wood. Arise, ye sons of the Bayman's clan, put on your armor, clear the land, drive back the tyrants, let despots flee. Land of the free by the Carib Sea. Nature has blessed thee with wealth untold, o'er mountains and valleys where prairies roll. Our fathers, the Baymen, valiant and bold, drove back the invaders his heritage hold. From proud Rio Honda to old Sarstoon, through Coral Isles, over Blue Lagoon. Keep watch with the angels, stars and moon. For freedom comes tomorrow's noon. Arise, ye sons of the Bayman's clan, put on your armor, clear the land, drive back the tyrants, let despots flee. Land of the free by the Carib Sea.
Our first presenter is Belize Audubon Society's Executive Director, Amanda Acosta, with the welcome address.
Welcome to the Belize Audubon Society live premiere of the James A. Waight Conservation Award. Today is the 36th celebration of this award ceremony. The award is named after James A. Waight, the first president and founding member of the Belize Audubon Society. This event is celebrated annually on Mr. Waite's birthday, which is February 16th. Mr. Waight not only was the first president, but he was the founder of the society 53 years ago, laying the foundation for the society as we know it. Since 1987, the organization has taken this opportunity to honor leaders within our society who take to heart our tagline of balancing people and the environment. They look at our country and see the true beauty of what it is and the natural resources for which we have been blessed. Today's awardee is no different. He comes and he works for his community, he protects his resources, and he truly believes the values and ethics of conservation in this country. We welcome you tonight to tune in to celebrate the great works of this year's awardee and to hear the great conservation stories that are happening in Belize. Please enjoy.
Environmental Education and Communications Director Derice Chuk shares the profile of the James A. Waight Conservation Award on the awardee profile.
Criteria of the award. This award is presented annually in honor of one of BAS's founding member, James A. Waight, to individuals or organizations in recognition of significant contribution nationally or locally to the conservation and enhancement of Belize's environment. The award nominees must meet the following criteria. 1. Be a Belizean or resident of Belize. 2. Be involved in work directly related to the conservation and protection of the environment. 3. Be involved in one or more of the following areas: ecosystem conservation, such as forest, reef, coastal zone conservation, pollution control, waste management, ecotourism promotion, and the socioeconomic environment, indigenous rights, and sociocultural protection. The efforts of the nominees must have a social dimension and be innovative or non-traditional.
Anywhere you go, give it all. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
To fully comprehend the importance of the James A. Waight Award to our continuing history of conservation in our beautiful country, Belize, it is good to remember who this great man was. Hardworking, accomplished, a leader, and the first president of the Belize Audubon Society, Mr. James A. Waight was a humble man who had a passion for nature and the environment. James Aloysius Waight was a stalwart son of the soil, the eldest son of the Waight family of the Pickstock area in Belize City. He entered the government service as an apprentice surveyor at the age of 18 and served in that department for 44 years. Though modest, he was known as a man of the highest character and integrity, and he rose through the ranks to the post of Surveyor General, a position from which he retired. He was the first Belizean to perform the duties of governor and commander-in-chief in an acting capacity while the holder of that post was out of country. He was a keen conservationist and was one of the driving forces behind the Belize Survey Department. He was only the second Belizean to become the head of the Survey Department under colonial rule. He was the first Belizean admitted to the Surveyor Apprentice Program, and this long life of service was distinguished by many achievements. The most notable of these achievements was the remarkable feat of 1933 of demarcating the boundary line between Belize, then British Honduras, and Guatemala as a part of the historic commission composed of English expatriates, British Honduran, and Guatemalan officials. A young Jim, full of excitement and anticipation, was the leader of one of two teams, one working from the Gracias a Dios in the north and the other from Garbutt's Fall in the south. Jim and his team worked towards the south within the Chicabo Forest. the team surveyed and traversed a straight line through incredibly rugged terrain. 18 months later, they encountered the other team coming from the south, and the two surveying teams ended up less than 20 feet apart, a monumental feat by any standards. He was awarded the MBE, Member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, which is the Order of Chivalry of British Constitutional Monarchy, rewarding contributions to the arts and sciences, work with charitable and welfare organizations, and public service. Later, also recognized by Her Majesty the Queen with the award of the OBE, Officer of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, a grade within the British Order of Chivalry in recognition for his services, presented at Buckingham Palace in 1967. In his company was his wife Lydia and two of his children. Soon after his retirement in 1969, Mr. Waight chaired a historic meeting at the Premier's Lodge on southern foreshore in Belize City. At this meeting, a visiting member of the Florida Audubon Society presided over the formation of the Belize Audubon Society as a chapter of the Florida Audubon Society. James Waight was elected the very first president of Belize Audubon Society at an inaugural meeting a few weeks later, and his wife and lifelong companion, Mrs. Lydia Waight, was elected secretary. He remained president from 1969 to 1986, overseeing the evolution of the society from a Florida chapter to an autonomous entity with environmental education, advocacy, and protected areas management at its core. Jim's quiet, strong leadership and his familiarity with Belize's land and other natural resources, combined with the vast experience of other founding members such as Louis Lindo, Ford Young, Dora Ware, made the Belize Audubon Society a powerful and credible force behind the creation of new reserves and parks. He, more than anyone else, is responsible for the development of the society into a very powerful, well-respected, and important national institution. The James Waight Award is the most prestigious conservation award in Belize. This evening, the staff and members of the Belize Audubon Society, the Waight family, along with you, our viewers, commemorate the memory of a pioneer in Belizean conservation with the presentation of the James A. Waight Conservation Award, given on his birthday, February 16th. Congratulations to this year's winner and best wishes in your future endeavors for the country. Thank you.
On behalf of the Belize Audubon Society, I present to you the annual James A. Waight Award.
I got a phone call from somebody from Audubon, and they told me they won an award. Who? I thought it was one of my friends playing a prank on me or a joke. I said, what? Really? You have the right number? So I was pleasantly surprised when I found out that it was from the Audubon Society, because I had no idea. Absolutely no idea that I won it, no idea that I was even nominated for this award. So yeah, it came as a shock. And when it sank in, it was very nice.
Joseph Waight, son of James A. Waight, shared encouraging words from the Waight family.
Hello, my name is Joseph Waight. I am the youngest son of Mr. James A. Waight, my late father, who was the founding member of the Audubon Society, and in whose name this prestigious award is being granted today. So, on behalf of the Waight family, it is an honor and pleasure for me to offer congratulations to Elohio Jose Arceo, this year's winner of the prestigious James A. Waight Award. Mr. Arceo hails from San Pedro Town, on the beautiful island of Ambergris Key, where he is affectionately known simply as Don Elito. He is also known for his love of the island and for his lifelong efforts at preserving the natural beauty and environment through his many initiatives, including beach cleanups, fostering the protection of mangroves, and involving students in the island-wide conservation activities, all that falls squarely within the spirit and substance of this country's conservation goals and makes him eminently suitable for the deserving of this year's James A. Waight Award. For those who may not know, my father, James Waight, was a land surveyor by profession, and his field work in the 1920s and 1930s took him across the length and breadth of Belize and literally to the four corners of this country. Traveling those times was not as simply as taking a bus up the Southern Highway or the Western Highway and then to the destination to commence work the following day. In fact, it involved days of travel, sometimes by the Cayo boat, a journey that would take anywhere from 3 to 5 days, depending on the season and the flood stage of the old river. And then, once getting to Cayo, it was on by either mule train or by foot to the final destination. And the work sometimes was deep in the Chickaboo forest or in Hillbank, just to name two places that he worked in his young years. Or if the field work took him to the Toledo district, then it involved the braving and often tempestuous seas, going down the coast in two boats. One was named the Heron H, the other was the Africola. There were steamers that would do the coastline and would take him to either Punta Gorda, Barranco, or places beyond. And then it was an upriver in a smaller dory, sometimes another day to get to the far reaches of the Toledo district. And then the work started. So it was not an easy run. But there was a benefit to all of this. It was on these long journeys and by working months at a time in the high bush that my father got to know and to love Belize as a country of wondrous beauty, natural beauty, of wide biodiversity, and unique flora and fauna. He got to appreciate that Belize was indeed a country with wealth untold. But he also realized that such natural beauty and such natural wealth had to be conserved and preserved, not only for his generation, but for future generations to come. And those of his peers also ensured that this needed to be done. It was with this realization and that he and a few other visionary, like-minded friends formed the first chapter of the Audubon Society, which at that time was affiliated to the Florida Audubon Society. It later became localized into the Belize Audubon Society, which today is the premier conservation NGO that has over 50 years of service since its establishment, and this is the 36th anniversary of the James A. Waight Award. My father did not know Don Elito. They were from two different times and two different places. However, I'm sure that if he knew him today, there would be an instant connection of shared conservation visions and goals. It is for men like Mr. Arceo or Don Elito who are keeping the dreams and the aspirations and activities that the founding conservationists of this country envisioned. And therefore, I'm certain that my father would truly be proud of Don Elito, and I wish he was still here with us to grant him the award. So, on behalf of my family, I would like to congratulate Don Elito and wish him all the best and all future success in his endeavors. I thank you.
The winner of the award, Jose Elito Arceo, was nominated by 1992 James A. Waight Award winner Greg Smith, who previously won for turtle conservation work.
The interaction with the community is so essential, right? And that's something that you've been doing for so long and in so many things. So it's great that you're concentrating on this nesting beach for the sea turtles at this time. You know, you're doing lots of other stuff too, but that's the reason why, you know, I felt because of my involvement in protecting and getting it part of the Marine Reserve way back when, and I'm not going to be around forever, and you are.
Yeah. No. I don't have too far back after that either.
Right.
But thank you nonetheless for nominating me, Greg.
No, you deserve it. You've earned it for sure. So, well, I'm just really over the top excited about Lito because he's been working on environmental issues here on the island. and he really has involved the community and so many people, his own initiative, etc. And so recognizing the things he's done for the island in the community, and that I felt was really, really important, because people that are doing something, getting them recognized is very, very important, I think, because they're working for everybody in Belize and preserving our natural habitat. And so that, to me, is the most important thing that somebody can be doing. Oh, he's doing cleanups all the time. They do all the time, right? And specifically the area where the turtles nest. And you can see just right here. We had a lot of sargassum come in, but so much plastic trash comes in. And so literally he cooperates with, again, the town board, Ho Chan, the fisheries department, and they clean up the trash all along the beach, right? And so not just where the turtles nest, they've been doing it all along, and huge amounts of trash that they're moving off. And then he was doing the Eco Challenge, where I had kayak race around the island for years, and working with Green Reef here on the island too, and the whole community. He really has been working in so many different things. Protection of some important bird nesting islands on the back. He's cooperating with the community, the Tour Guides Association, and basically, he's right there active with the community, and that's so important to have.
Conservationist Miguel Alamia speaks about the hard work of his longtime friend.
Yeah, I'm very proud and happy that Elito was chosen and given this award, because he is a really down-to-earth man, and he really has a passion for his community and conservation of our natural resources. And he has been a very integral part of that process here in San Pedro. I recall many instances where Elito was at the forefront of many challenging issues. For example, oil exploration. When the ship was here doing echo sounding, Elito was one of the key persons who spearheaded those issues. As others, in terms of conservation, when we were expanding the Ho Chan Marine Reserve, and he was key there. He was a key stakeholder, and he played an integral part and an important role in making that happen. So it's well deserved, and I know that this award will motivate him to even do more and be an example for many of our young aspirants in our community. He is a great example for us, for San Pedro. So in Elito, and for the greater part, this community, conservation is our livelihood. We're an island, we're surrounded by water, and we make a living from the sea. We are an integral part of the sea. And if we have been able to comprehend that by conserving our marine environment, our coastal zone, we ensure that we sustain our livelihood for a long term. And that's what Elito understands, that's what he wants to transmit to this community.
Well, I was born on this island to my dad, Francisco Arceo, my mom, Ms. Vilma Arceo. And I learned from my dad, who was a fisherman, till he stopped fishing when he couldn't move, couldn't walk as well, that he taught me about the sea, his love for the sea, his passion for the area, and of course that grew into me. So I look especially my dad, for his love of the ocean and sea, and of course protecting the very same areas where he made his living. First of all, I want to commend them, both Greg Smith, known here in San Pedro as a turtle man, for his efforts for all these years and still ongoing when it comes to the turtle protection and conservation efforts he has been doing and still does this years. It's a work that we highly regard in this community. And want to thank him, Turtle Man, for actually nominating me for this award. And Miguel, not only for his work that he does for this island, but I consider him as a very good friend of mine. I've known him for years. We've done work through ACCASD, which is one of the organizations I lead at the moment, when he was at Hull Chan Marine Reserve as the general manager. For the many years, they helped us back us through the Hamburgers Key Eco Challenge race, as an example. We are a young nation. So while we welcome development, we have to ensure that development is sustainable, so that people that come to our shores come to enjoy the very same thing that we are actually promoting. So thereby, we don't want to look at something as destroying the very same thing that makes us Belize.
Board member Kevin Jaban shares the final remarks in closing of our ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the annual James A. Waight Conservation Award. We hope you had a really good time. I would like to thank again the winner, Mr. Jose Elito Arceo. So on behalf of the board, the management, the staff, and the members of the Belize Audubon Society, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. We hope that Mr. Arceo inspired you so that you can become a steward for your environment. We hope that he will inspire you to do your own projects, and as we make this quest to create a balance between development and conservation. We wish you all the best. We hope you become a member soon, and thank you so much for tuning in.